What's up, YouTube? It's your boy G Money, aka the Echelon Don. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. Back in the day, um, when we was out riding around the town, we was having fun, you know. Um, we was having a lot of fun actually. But then I remember one year my uncle he uh he had out of nowhere he just wanted me to come out there where he was at, and he was like, you should just come out here and see it, man. See, you never been nowhere else, you only been in Buffalo. He was like, you should come out here and see how it is out here. And he was in San Antonio, Texas. And I was scared of airplanes and shit. I still am shook at airplanes. I ain't gonna lie to you. um and I'm scared of heights. I'm scared of heights, period. But uh he convinced me to try to come out there. Oh, let me tell y'all a story about how grimy my little brother is too. So I'm at the airport. It's my first time about to get on the airplane ever in life. I'm scared to death because I'm scared of heights. So my little brother comes up to me right before I'm at the gate getting ready to board the plane. My little brother comes up to me. He said, "Hey, you ever seen Final Destination?" And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "Final Destination?" I'm like, "Nah, I ain't never seen that movie." And he just walked away laughing. Little grimy motherfucker was talking about Final Destination, the first Final Destination movie where they got on the airplane and somebody had the dream that the airplane started having all these problems and then blew up in the air. This is what he's going to tell me right before I'm getting ready to get on the airplane. But thank God I didn't see the movie because I would have been scared as hell even more just from that comment right there. If I didn't know what he was talking about, so I had no clue until later on I seen the movie and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker was talking about my plane blowing up. So okay, let me get back to the so so I gets on the we get ready to board and I'm recording down here. So I'm getting ready to board the plane, and so I see these big ass planes outside the window, huge planes. I'm like, damn, I'm like, which one of these planes I'm about to get on? So we goes and they tells me, oh, it's time for me to board my plane. So we ends up going like through this like hallway that leads us outside. I'm like, okay, so we going outside. We go outside, and next thing I know, this little ass plane pulls up with propellers on it and shit. And I'm like, they're like, yeah, this the plane you getting on. And I'm like, this plane right here? Like, it's a small plane, yo. It's like that plane might have sit maybe 15 to 20 people. I'm not even sure if it fit that many people, but maybe. So this is my first time flying, so I didn't know the difference between how planes are in the air between big planes and little planes. So when this plane takes off in the air, I'm like, oh shit. Now we get up in the air and the pieces is looking like the houses is looking like Monopoly pieces. So I'm like, damn, them is houses. Now the houses look just like Monopoly pieces from this airplane. And then it's these shits called air pockets I didn't know about. So the plane started hitting air pockets. And now the plane feel like it's about to drop out the sky because it's hitting these air pockets and it's bouncing up and down. So I'm holding on to my hand. I'm holding on to the handles, the seat handles tight as hell because I'm scared to death on this damn thing, thinking this shit about to fall out the sky. It was a lady that was sitting next to me she calmed me down for most of that flight because I couldn't move. I was scared to death on that plane. And then we finally get to, oh man, it was some people laughing at me too on that motherfucker too. I heard them behind me cracking up, but I couldn't even turn around and look because I was so scared on that damn plane. But then we get to another destination because we had to stop like twice before we got to the location I was trying to get to. When we get to another spot and we get to the airport, so this time, okay, I'm scared to get on the next plane because that experience was terrible. So I just realized this place had a bar in it. So I goes into the bar. I start taking all kinds of shots because I'm trying to get tore the hell up. So I don't have to feel that experience of being scared, scared up in the air. But this time when my plane get there and we boarding, I'm realizing that's a whole nother type of plane I'm getting on now. This plane is big as hell. But I'm still expecting the same type of flight from the last plane, which is completely different. Because this plane takes off and this motherfucker goes up way up in the air over the clouds. I could not believe how high this plane went up in the air. So then, hold on 1 second, yeah. So then I get on this big plane. This motherfucker goes way up in the motherfucking air over the clouds. And I'm like, oh my God, why do we gotta go this high to fly? It don't make sense to have to go that high to fly. So I was scared to death on this motherfucker. I can't move. I can't use the bathroom, nothing. I'm just sitting there. The lady comes down the aisle. She got the shit for you to drink and she got little snacks and shit. So I'm taking little shots out of that too. Um Now I'm a little bit saucy, so now I'm a little bit calmer out. I got my headphones on and shit. I'm the only one with the window closed on the whole airplane. Everybody looking out the window. I got my window closed. So I'm I'm scared as hell. So long story short, then we get to San Antonio, and they talking about it's a delay landing. So I'm looking around like, what the hell that mean? What's going on? So something going on down there where we can't land right now. So what the airplane does for delay landings, I don't know if this is the routine for every delay landing, but my plane started busting U-turns in the air. I'm talking about giant U-turns. Like we just kept busting circles in the air, and it looked like we was about to go into the sun. It like we was about to just fly right into the sun. I was scared as shit. I'm like, yo, what is going on? So we had to keep busting these turns in the air. Now, mind you, like I said, this is my first time flying. I'm scared of heights, and we busting all these U-turns in the air until they tell us that we could land. So my first time flying was fucking it was a terrible experience. Um, so now okay, boom, I get there. I get to San Antonio. I'm inside the airport. Now I haven't experienced the weather yet. I'm inside the airport. Um, I think I have on some Tims, some jeans, and I forgot what kind of shirt I might have had on, right? But I'm dressed like the weather it was in Buffalo. And so when we get to walking out the airport and we gets outside, and it's like the air completely just left. Like it was no, I don't know if anybody ever been in Texas before. Any of y'all, any of my subscribers is from Texas. The the humidity in Texas is like nothing I ever felt before. It's you go from you go from being able to breathe to if you walk outside, it's like your nose could start bleeding. Like, and you could actually cook some shit on the sidewalk if you wanted to. It was so hot. I'd never experienced that type of heat in my life, and I couldn't breathe. And I was like, almost about to panic. Like, yo, where's the air? Like, how am I supposed to? When we get to the car, and you got, everything has to be air conditioned, or you'll die in Texas. You can't if you don't have central air in your car. If you don't have it in your house, you can't live out there because it's just not possible. Okay, so we gets to the house, and I get all my stuff in the house, and I'm trying to get comfortable. The apartment area was beautiful. You had to hit a code to get inside the gate. The gate open up, go inside. It had a built-in swimming pool. Had a it had a gym. That the complex was beautiful that he lived in. So when I got out there, I was like, damn, this is like it changed my whole way of seeing things, man. And that's what this video is really about. Some people that's from certain neighborhoods, certain cities and states, that if you ever never been out of your city or your state, try the best that you can to save up some money so that you could travel and go somewhere else and see something else, because you don't know what you're missing by just staying in your city or state. If you only been there and you think that's it, and you just bored and you like, oh my god, like just I just can't. It's so boring. Like it's other places to be. It's that's so much more entertaining and just exciting to see new places. When you go somewhere else, it's almost like you starting a whole new life. Nobody know you. Nobody knows your name. Nobody knows anything about you. You're starting fresh all over again in a new city, new state. It's like a beautiful feeling for nobody to know you at all, and you just fresh and you brand new there. You can start all over from whatever was going on in your prior situation. You can start all over fresh. So if you get a chance to save up some money and you tired of your situation, try to travel, man. Try to go out and see other places, because when I got to San Antonio, first when I got there and we was driving around, and I was seeing all the lights and the buildings and everything that was going on, and I found out there was clubs going on every single night. The clubs barely, closing down. Like it was something to do every single day of the week. So as soon as I got there, I was like, yo, I'm never going back to Buffalo again. I said it immediately because I was just seeing so much stuff that I was like excited to. And then like when you go to the clubs, you don't run into the same people like you would in my city. Like in my city, you're gonna see the same people every weekend. But in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm pretty sure Houston and Dallas and all them spots is the same. But in San Antonio, you go to the club, you might see somebody that you've seen before, but more than likely, man, it's gonna be a batch of new people every time you go, because it's so big. It's people from everywhere, you know, that's coming to that club, that's coming to those clubs. And it's not just one club. It's so many clubs that's open at the same time. It's just so much shit to do out there, man. And I had so much fun. But I ended up leaving because of a couple of situations that had happened out there that made me feel a little different about being out there. But I tell you this, when I had first got out there, I say about a week or so after being there, that's when 9/11 had happened. And I remember I was there when 9/11 happened, because he came and got me out my room and he was like, oh, look at the TV. So I'm watching the news, and And I'm like, oh shit. I'm watching these planes fly through these buildings in New York City. And I'm like, oh my God, I just got out here. Like I just was on an airplane a week ago. Like I could have been, what I'm saying? I just started thinking like, man, what if that would have happened a week ago? I could have been one of my planes or something. I was scared as hell. Like damn, that's crazy that they just did that. Like, wow. Now I'm even scared now of getting on the airplane because now I seen that happen. So when when I did end up leaving San Antonio and coming back to Buffalo, um I didn't catch a plane. I caught a bus back. That shit took like a day to get back home. And I remember that day too that I did that. That was one of the biggest mistakes I made was coming back to Buffalo. I should have just figured it out there, and because it was beautiful out there. I should have just figured it out there, but I came back here because I really got homesick, man. Majority of my family is here, and I really got homesick. My friends, what I thought was friends, I got homesick and decided to come back here, but I should have tried to make it work out there. And I remember the day I came home, man. When I was on the bus, and we was getting closer to Buffalo, and I could see the weather changing because it was like the first week I got in Texas, I seen the news, and the news was like 105, 104, 106, 103. I'm like, whoa, hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm like, this the whole week? Is we in the hundreds the whole week? That shit blew my mind. I couldn't believe that it was gonna be that hot for the whole week like that. So, coming back home from Texas, when I got back to Buffalo, it was a blizzard going on. So now I got on Texas clothes and I'm back in Buffalo, getting off the bus, and it's a damn blizzard outside. I'm talking about snow high as hell, snow flying. It's just like it was a blizzard, and I remember before I walked off the bus, I was thinking to myself, what did I do? Why did I come back here? I should have just made it work where I was at because I had a lot of options and a lot of things I could have did out there to stay out there. But my ego and my attitude made me say, fuck it, I'm gonna just come back home. And that was a mistake that I made right there. But I'm telling you, man, if anybody that's listening to this right now gets a chance to leave, if you've never left your city or state, man, if you can save up some money and take a trip somewhere and go somewhere else, do it because it is so refreshing, and just being able to go somewhere else and see new things. I've been now I've been to North Carolina. Um I lived out in North Carolina, I lived in San Antonio, and I lived out in Florida, Deerfield, Florida. Um so I done been a couple of places, you know what I'm saying? I done been in a couple of places now, and um I would say Florida for me, I think Florida is more like a vacation place, man. I think you go there to have fun. You go there to have fun and then leave. You got to be real. You got to have your money together to stay in Florida, man, because Florida is expensive, man. Like you really got to have your shit together to stay in Florida and live in a real like in a good neighborhood. You got to have your shit together. And then Florida is expensive, so I would not. I don't. Me personally, I wouldn't want to. Even if I was rich, I don't think I would want to live in Florida. I think I would like to visit there. Maybe have a house there, so when the weather and stuff changes, I can go out there during the winter time or something like that and hang out and something like that. But I don't think I would want to live there permanently as that being my number one spot. I didn't really enjoy Florida that much. It's just I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it that much. But maybe I didn't see the parts of Florida that I needed to see for me to enjoy it the way I would have wanted to enjoy it. But Charlotte was okay. It was I ain't really when I was in Charlotte, I didn't have a vehicle that that much, so I didn't really get the chance to see Charlotte as much as I wanted to, as I would want it to. So I can't say how good or how bad it actually was. But yeah, man, people need to get out and get out of your neighborhoods because it's like, for example, it's a city out here called Lackawanna, and it's the two areas. It's the projects and the Baker homes in Lackawanna. It's like they're right next to each other. And I noticed when I come out there to hang out there with some of my friends or my cousin, we were sitting on the porch and I would see the same cars drive by his house damn near like 50 times while I'm sitting on the porch. And I at first, when it first was happening, I was like, yo, these boys they looking for somebody? They about to start shooting or something? He started laughing. He like, nah, he's like, cause that's what they do out here. He was like, they get a car and they just drive around in circles all day. I said, damn, they get a car and they just drive around the same block all day long, like just waving at the same people all day. They don't go over the bridge and see nothing else. They don't go into Buffalo or go out into Amherst or go out into Cheektowaga or go out into. It's so many different areas they could drive and see different things, and they just sit over here and drive around in a circle all day in the car. They're like, yeah, I'm like, that's got to be so boring. And after a while, it's got to be stressful. Like, you don't get to see nothing else but the same neighborhood every day, and you got a car. Like, people need to get out more and see things, man, because it's so much more out there besides your neighborhood. And you get used to just seeing the same thing and think it's nothing else out there. There's so much more out there to enjoy. I remember when I was in Florida, man, and I was out there on the beach, and we was over there on the walkway where the right over the ocean, and these people was out there fishing. It's like it's fish restaurants right there on the beach, um, and these people was out there with these big ass fishing poles, and they out there catching these they catching swordfish, they catching all type of big ass fish, and they pulling them out the ocean and taking them right over there to the restaurant. Like fresh fish, big. You can sit there and watch that shit, and just sit there and relaxing, man. The wind blowing, you sitting there watching them fish. That breeze coming from the waves and the water. People out there on jet skis, man. It's like, man, it was, like I said, I had some real good times out of town, seeing different things and different I seen, which one was I at when I seen that? Was it San Antonio or was it Florida? They got drive through liquor stores. Like you could drive around and you could drive around like you at McDonald's and get liquor. I was in shock when I seen that. I was like, damn, they got drive through. And then the first time I seen two stores inside one, like they had a KFC and a Mighty Taco. Not Mighty Taco, Taco Bell. Inside the same building. You just walk in and you either go to the left or the right, and it's like it's Kentucky Fried Chicken on the left, or it's Taco Bell on the right. I'm like, yo, they got two restaurants inside the same building. Like it was just so much different stuff I started seeing that I've never seen before. Feel like an alien. But yeah, man, y'all need to just I'm this video been long as hell. I don't want to bore nobody, but this is just experiences that I seen, and it was like people that haven't been out of their own cities or states, man, they need to get out, man, and see the world, man, before it's too late. You want to go, you want to have some kind of experience that you can remember and like, man, that was nice, man. Like I had a good time doing that. I need to travel more. I said this summer I want to probably do some road trips, go jump in the car or maybe rent a mobile home or some shit and drive and have me and my son out on the road just seeing different things or whatever so he can get away from the seeing the same neighborhood all day long, all summer long, and we could just get out on the road and go to different cities or something like that, man. Because that's I would love to do that. Just take a road trip, even go camping. But I'm not gonna do no camping like in no tent. I need to be in a cabin or something. I ain't getting mauled by no goddamn bears or animals. It ain't going down. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have the Ashley with me. So, but yeah, y'all, get out, man. Your neighborhood is not the only place to be. It's so much other out there. It's so much other stuff out there to see. So get if you can save up your money, man, and take a trip with some friends, a girlfriend, or some homeboys. Y'all take it. Go get it. Go go out and take a road trip with your friends or something, and see the world, man. It's so much out there to see and explore. You might not want to ever come back once you go somewhere. So this video been about damn near a half an hour long, so I'm not gonna keep talking, man. But it's your boy G Money and my brother's keeper. Yes, I am. And this is another edition of Sidewalk Talk, man. I just wanted to share some of my experiences with, getting away from my city and state and the experiences I had. And I know that other people would love to do the same if they can. So if you can you make that possible, man, do it. That's something that you won't regret, being able to go see other cities and states, man. Because it's some beautiful cities and states out there that you have a lot of fun in. Okay, well, God bless y'all, man. Keep your heads on the swivel. I'm out.